Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another video. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how to make these really cute Father's Day coupon booklets. This is a little booklet that I've put together with lots of different coupons for your dad. So free car wash, cups of tea, free hugs, all that sort of stuff. I've got this project on my profile in Cricut Design Space, so you can grab this project for yourself and either use the ones that I've made, or there's a template on there that I've made so that you can easily make your own vouchers or coupons and put on them whatever you like and personalize them for you and your dad in any way that you'd like. So without any further ado, let's get started. First things first then, we need to find the project, so I will link a card above for you now and also down in the description box below. This is my profile. If you don't know how to find it, that video is going to show you how to do that. And this is the project here, the Father's Day coupon booklet project. If you just click on it from my profile, it's going to give you all of the information about what you need and a little bit of information about the project. There's some photos of it as well, and then all you need to do is click on customize because you want to customize that project yourself. Let's just click on replace because I've already got a project on my screen. Now that we've got the project on the screen, let's just take a couple of minutes to familiarize ourselves with how the project works and how the file works, and I'm also going to show you how to create your own coupon if you want to. You don't have to use mine. You can completely personalize this project to be entirely your own design and just use mine as like a template almost. So if I just come off of this and I want to just select all of these and move them up a little bit. On screen you've got 5 coupons. You've got your front cover and your back cover, and it's all print then cut, so it just makes it so easy to make. On the right hand side in the layers panel you've got all of your different layers. I'm just going to condense these down for now just so that we can see exactly what we've got to deal with. So you've got all of your different coupons. I've named them all coupon 1 to 5. I don't really know why they're out of order, it doesn't really matter too much. You've got the front cover, which is this one. You've got the back cover, which is this one, and then there's also a template here. So if we just click on that layer, it's going to show it to us on the screen. This is a complete template and basically just a duplication of one of the coupons, but it hasn't been flattened into a print then cut or had anything attached to it. It's just a grouped item at the moment. So if I just drop this down so you can see all of the different layers that are in this particular coupon, they will appear now on the right hand side. So you've got 2 different text sections with this coupon entitles the holder to and then the cup of coffee. Then you've got another group here which is the heart and that coupon section there. You've got your line, which is your perforation line, and then you've got your slice result, which is basically just the coupon there. So in this particular file I'm using a shape from the shapes menu, but it is from the access menu so that it is included with a subscription. So that's this one there. But if you wish to make it completely free, you can do so by just using a rectangle from the free shapes menu, and then all you'll need to do is just put that onto the screen and you'll basically use it in exactly the same way that we are with this shape. So you're going to put a perforation line down the centre, so you're going to put a perforation line onto your rectangle. You'll need to slice out a couple of circles on the left hand side, but essentially you'll be able to use this rectangle for free completely and make your very own design. I'm just going to delete that for now so that we don't get confused with what we're doing. So as this one is grouped together, as I said, the first thing I'm going to do is ungroup it. So now on the right hand side we've got all of these different layers that relate to this particular design here, and now I'm able to move each one of those bits around the screen completely independently, so they are all separate pieces of the design now. Next, what we're going to do is change the text on here so that it's personal to us and make it however we want it to be. So if we just bring this one down here, let's just pop that perforation line back onto there. That is just a line, again from the shapes menu. Just select this free score line, and what you'll want to do is change that from a score to a perforation mark. So you can see at the moment, if you look at operation, it's already a score. Just click on that drop down box and you can change that to whatever line type you like. So if you don't have a perforation blade, you could have it so that it just draws it for you. So you can click on pen and then you'll be able to draw that line, and then your dad will be able to just tear that off when he's ready to redeem his vouchers. Or you can change it to the perforation like I'm using here, but you are going to need the perforation blade, which I'm going to show you later on in the video. So now let's change this one and I'll show you how to make it into a print then cut so that it's going to work correctly when you go through to make it. So I'm going to change this cup of coffee to be a cup of tea. There we go, that is lovely. Let's pop that where we want it to be. And then we've got this coupon, I love you. I'm going to keep that as it is just for ease of making the video a little bit quicker. I'm just going to pop that onto there. Alright, now if I were to go through to make it right now, what's going to happen is I'm going to end up with 3 or 4 separate mats. One is going to cut this outline, one is going to have a perforation blade on it, and then the third mat is going to have all of these words on it completely separate, and it's going to all be a basic cut, and that's not what we want to happen. So the first thing that we want to do is position everything as we want it. This is really important now, because once we flatten it we won't be able to move those things. Okay, so let's just make sure we've got everything exactly as we want it. Now what we're going to do is come over to the layers panel on the right hand side, and we want to make sure that we select everything except for this perforation line. Okay, so if we come over to the right hand side, this is the slice result that we want, so let's click on that. I'm going to hold down my shift key on my keyboard, and then I'm going to select this group, which is the heart and the I love you section. Then I'm going to select the cup of tea and this coupon in titles. Okay, and now those are all selected, you can see, because they're all highlighted green. What I want to do is come down to the bottom and just click on flatten, and now that is flattened, you can see that my perforation line has disappeared, but it hasn't really disappeared, it's just hidden behind it because it's still here in the layers panel. So what I want to do, I don't want to move anything on here because it's going to move where it is on the coupon when it comes out. So what I want to do, come over to the layers panel once more, click on that line there. Now you can see that has appeared on there because it's selected, but it is still at the back of our coupon. We can either click on the right button on our mouse and we can click on bring to front here, or we can come up the top to arrange here, click on there and then select bring to front. So that's the one I'm going to use. If I click away now, you'll see that my perforation line has been brought to the front of my coupon. Now what I want to do is select everything and attach it, because at the moment the line here and my coupon are still separate, as you can see at the top here. So this is my flattened coupon here, and this is my perforation line. So what I'm going to do is just drag over all of that coupon. Now I can again either right click and hit attach that way, or I can come down to the bottom here and click on attach. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. So I just clicked on attach. Now you can see in the layers panel we've got this little attach with the paper clip here. Our line and our flattened print then cut is all in one go. So now what we can do is go through to make it, and you're going to see that that cup of tea one is now a print then cut on the mat. So let's just wait for that to come up. There it is. It's big because I've resized the other ones, but it also enables us to see which one we've just adjusted. The next thing we want to check is the sizing of our coupon booklet. So I have done these pretty big at the moment. They are 14.3 centimeters by 6.7, which is pretty big. So you can change that to be a little bit smaller if you want to. I think I'm going to do that today just to show you how to do it. So what you'll need to do, and this is really, really important, is just select everything and just drag everything at the same time so it all changes size in the same way. Let's just click on there now and see what size that is. So that's come down to 10 by 5, which I think is the perfect size. Let's click on make it. I'm wondering if I can get one in there. Let's try. So let's just move this one. We want to try and get as much onto a page as we can because we don't want to waste any of our materials. So I reckon we can probably get 2 onto here with a bit of manoeuvring of these coupons. There we go. So that's looking good. There's no red lines or anything. It's perfect. It's nice and straight. Actually, I'm not going to use my laser printer because this is colour. If I'd have left it all black and white, I would have used my laser printer, but because I've got colour one, I'm not going to be able to do that. So let's click on continue. Now it's going to find my machine. I'm using my Maker today. The next thing we want to do is click on send to printer. And I need to find the printer that I'm using. This is my laser printer, so I need to change this to my Epson. And I've got the bleed on. I don't really need bleed to be on for this because there's no outline on it at all, which is fine. Let's click on use system dialog and we're going to print that. I'm just going to put my paper into my printer, and then the next thing that's going to happen is the dialog box settings for my printer are going to come up, and this is for my Epson EcoTank printer. So what I normally like to do is click on layout here, go to the print settings, and I'll change that to be an ultra glossy or the premium glossy, or I might use a piece of 120 GSM cardstock today, which will be matte finish. So I'm going to choose Epson matte. The quality can either be high or just normal quality. I usually leave it as normal because it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Once the paper is in the printer, then I'm just going to hit print and get that printed out. Here is my printout then. It's come out really nice. As you can see, we have these 4 little black marks in the corners, and these are the registration marks for the print then cut on the Cricut. So what will happen now is I will put this piece of cardstock onto my mat and then put it into the machine, and the machine is going to scan with this little light underneath the carriage all of these marks, and it's going to find out exactly where I want it to cut from that. So I'm going to pop it onto this mat. This is a standard grip mat. I started this mat on Saturday, so it's quite sticky still, so I'm not going to use my brayer on this occasion. I would ordinarily, because obviously we want it to stick down really well, but because it's a standard grip, it's going to be quite sticky anyway, so we won't need to do that. Just take that protective cover off. You can tell how sticky it is because there's a little bit of cardstock left on there from a previous project at the weekend. So let's just pop that down. I'm just going to smooth it down really carefully with my fingers. Don't press down too hard so that I will actually be able to get these off the mat when it's done. Now the blade that I said I was going to show you is this one. This is the perforation blade. As you can see, it's got a little wheel on it which has these little indentations in it, and it basically just rolls over your cardstock and creates a perforation. And this is blade number 11. It goes into a quick swap housing, which is this one. Don't get it confused with the one that comes with your rotary blade. They look exactly the same, but this one is a rotary blade. It doesn't have the plunger on the top like the quick swap one. So a lot of people think that they can use this, but they can't. This is the one that you need. So if you haven't got a quick swap housing, definitely grab one. They're so easy to use, and I use mine all the time for different stuff. So this one's actually got a scoring wheel in it currently. So to get that off, I just press the plunger down, pull that end off there. It's magnetic, so it holds on via a magnet in this little fixing here. Just going to pop that there. Then I've got my perforation blade. All I want to do is just pop that onto there, push that plunger in again, and then that is on there and it's held in. So now I'm going to be able to pop this into clamp B, which is where your usual fine point blade would be, and I'm going to be able to now use this to cut those perforation blade pieces on my design. Now that we've got everything printed and it's on our mat, what we need to do is select the correct material. Now mine's already set to medium cardstock here, but you can change that if you want to. You just click on where it says medium cardstock and you'll get all of these different items come up. You've got a selection of different ones to use in your favourites if you've got it, but if you have not got favourites set, you can click on popular and you'll get all of those here. You can also click on browse all materials and you can then go through each of the materials that's available for this particular cut and select whichever ones you like. Okay, so I've selected medium cardstock. I've left my pressure at default because my blade is pretty new. I only put it in last week, so I don't need to change that. If your blade's a little bit older, I would probably suggest changing that to more. If it's new, you could use less, but personally I just like to leave it at default. It works really well for me. Then the next section that we're going to look at is the load tools and materials. So we click on there. It's going to tell us what tools we're going to need to complete this project. So we've got the perforation blade, which is blade 11, which we've already looked at. And then we're also going to need a fine point blade. We don't need anything in clamp A. It's super easy to do. What's going to happen is the process of the cut is going to be this. So we've got print then cut and perforate. What's going to happen now is the machine is going to scan the cardstock. It's going to look at where it needs to cut, then it's going to do the perforate first. So we need to make sure we've got that in clamp B. So we're going to pop that in now. Then once that perforate and scan is complete, the machine is going to tell us that we need to put our fine point blade in, and we know that because it says coming up fine point blade just here. Let's hop over to the machine, get the blade in where we need to, and get that scan and cut done. Here's my machine then, so I'm going to just get my blade in first. So here is the blade, number 11, already in my quick swap housing. I'm just going to open up clamp B, take out this fine point blade, and I usually just pop it up on the top there like so. Then what I want to do is pop that onto that little shelf there and just close that carefully. What you do need to watch when you're using a quick swap housing, because I've done it quite a few times, is put that in there and I press the plunger by accident and then my machine starts to do its thing and it ends up with the blade popping out, which is a bit rubbish. So just be careful with that. Now we've got that in there, we can pop the mat in and just press the insert mat button and then just hit the flashing C button when it's ready to go. And what's going to happen now is the machine is going to do its scan. The machine's happy that it's found what it needs to do. It's now detecting the blade over at the right hand side of the machine and just checking we put the right one in. Now it's going to do its perforation. That's done. Now on the screen you can see that the message has come up telling us that we need to set up for the next step, which is to load in the fine point blade into clamp B. So basically we need to replace that perforation blade with our fine point blade. So again, let's just go back to clamp B, open that up, take that one out and pop in our fine point blade. Once we're happy that that's in there, we can just hit the go button again and the machine is going to do the cut around each of the vouchers. First of all, it's just going to check that we've got the right blade again. Here's our finished cut then. I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. We just need to get them off the mat. Now, one thing I need to say about this when you're getting it off the mat is just be careful that you don't tear your perforations, because that would be really annoying, wouldn't it? Let's just flip the mat over, and I'm going to just bend it back, and I'm just going to peel those away. You might find you might have a little catch like I do where that perforation is. Try and keep them as flat as you can, getting them off, because you don't want them to bend too much. Let's turn the mat around. And again, be careful if you're taking them from that end. There we go. Okay, so they're off. I'm just going to use this piece of blue cardstock just for the back. This is actually a piece from a Lidl's card pack. I really like their card. It's really, really nice. I'm just going to put this into the machine now and just cut this out. The last step now then that we've got our back cut and our front cut is just to put everything together. So if we just grab all our coupons, we can put them in whatever order we like. Let's put the free car wash at the front. Got this cover to go at the very front, and then back cover on the back. Now what I'm going to do is just grab a little bit of ribbon here. I'm just going to weave that through, and I'm going to actually do it so that I come up this side here, and then I'm going to come up this side as well, so it's a good nice bind on there. Then I'm just going to make myself a little bow as well. And I'm just going to use my scissors just to cut that off. There we have it, our Father's Day coupon booklet, with all our coupons ready to give to our dad for Father's Day, and then he can tear off whichever one he likes when he wants to redeem it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that I've inspired you to make a coupon booklet for your dad, or for any other occasion. In fact, it doesn't even need to be for Father's Day. But don't forget, you can use the coupons on my profile if you want to, or make your own. It's entirely up to you. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you really soon for another video. Take care, bye!